Hi everyone, myself Roslyn Diana, Assistant Professor CSE Department, RMD Engineering College. In this lecture, we are going to discuss about singly linked list. This topic comes under CS 8251 Programming in C in the first year second semester CSE IT syllabus of Anna University affiliated institutions. Linked list. What is a list? List is a collection of elements. Then what is linked list? It is a collection of nodes where each node contains an element and a pointer to its successor node. It is used for dynamically changing the list or array size during runtime. Linked list can be created using pointer field in the nodes of the list. For the last node in the linked list, pointer to next node is usually null. Linked list is used mainly for performing insertion and deletion operations in the list easily. Usually, a linked list structure can be diagrammatically represented as below. It will have two fields, data and the next pointer. There are three types of linked list: singly linked list, doubly linked list and circular linked list. Singly linked list. It is a list in which each node contains only one link field to its successor node. It contains data and one link field. Example: the header node contains the address 4800, which is the address of first node with value 10. The first node contains data 10 and the next pointer contains the address of next node. So only one next pointer is used in singly linked list. Next is doubly linked list. It is a list in which each node in the list contains one forward link field to its successor node and one backward link field to its predecessor node, that is next node in the list. In the example, there are four nodes connected to the header node. They contain the values A, B, C, D. Each node contains one backward link field and forward link field. The first node's value is A, its backward link field is having value null, and its forward link field contains the address of next node with value B. The next type of linked list is circular linked list. It is of two types: circular singly linked list and circular doubly linked list. It is similar to singly and doubly linked list, but its last node's link field will be connected to the first node. In the diagrammatic example given here, there are three nodes. In singly linked list, the last node's link field is null. But in the circular linked list, the last node's link field is connected to first node. There are different operations that can be performed in singly linked list. They are insertion of a node at the beginning of list, insertion at the end of list, insertion of node at any position of the linked list, and deletion of node at beginning of the list, deletion of node at the end of the list, deletion of node at any position of the linked list. And we can also do searching or finding node in a linked list, update operations in a linked list, displaying the elements of linked list, counting the number of nodes in linked list. These are the important operations that can be performed in a linked list. To use the linked list, first we should declare the structure of the node, because a linked list usually contains a set of nodes. So here we will see how it is declared. The structure node contains two data members. First one is data. It can be of any type like integer, float or anything. Next member is a pointer to next node. So it is struct node star next. Next is a pointer to another node of same structure type. So this node structure is called a self-referential structure. Next we have type def. It is used to rename node structure name as position, because we are going to use this position name for creating nodes in our program. Here we will see how to create a node in a singly linked list. For this we are using a subroutine named as create. The subroutine create of accepts two arguments, where first argument is list L and second argument is the data to be stored in the new node P. Position is the position name or pointer name of node structure. P is the pointer structure variable of the type position and it represents a new node. Using malloc of function, memory will be allocated for the new node P. P is equal to null if memory is not able to be allocated. Otherwise, a new node will be created in memory and pointer P will be pointing to the new node. P tends to data is equal to X. It means it will assign data X to the first node. P tends to next is equal to null will assign null to next part of first node. L tends to next is equal to P will assign header L's next pointer to point to the first node. Here there is an example given. There is a header with a link field having the address of the first node. The first node is created using subroutine createOf and it has the x value 10 and its next pointer is null because there is only one node available. Here is the explanation given. Above algorithm does the following task to create the list. It creates a new node P, assigns data and next value to P and make the node P as the first node using the step L tends to next is equal to P. That is L is the header node. Next one is checking whether the list is empty or not. The routine used to check list is empty or not is given here. Routine name is empty_of. For this routine is empty, list L is passed as the argument. If L tends to next or L next field is null, that is header L's next value is null, list is empty and this function returns 1. Otherwise, this function returns 0. Next operation is checking the node is last node or not. The routine name used here is last of. It contains two arguments, list L and node P. If P's next is null, it returns 1. That is P is the last node. Otherwise, it returns 0. The is last of and is empty of routines are used for mainly the operations insertion and deletion of node at the last position. Next operation is insertion of node at the beginning of the list. For this operation, we should first create a new node P, assign the next pointer of header L as P. In the given routine, insert big of two arguments list L and data X are passed. Position P declares node P and memory is allocated using malloc of function. If memory is not allocated, memory allocation error will be displayed. Otherwise, value X will be assigned to P's data using P implies data is equal to X. Header L's next value will be assigned as P's next value using P's next is equal to L's next. And P will be assigned as L's next value using L's next is equal to P. In the example diagram, we can see there is a list header L. It is connected to two nodes with values 10 and 20. The first node's address is 1000. That address is stored in the next field of header L. Our new node name is P and it contains value 5 and its address is 500. This should be inserted at the beginning of the list. So after insertion, the diagram we can see here, it is header L is having the address 500, which is the address of the new node P, and the new node contains the address 1000, which is the address of the earlier first node with value 10. Next operation is insertion of node at the end of the list. For the insertion of node at the end of the list, the following steps should be done. We should create a new node P and we should name the last node as Q, assign the data X to a new node P as P's data and assign null to next pointer of P. For this, we use a subroutine insert end of. In this routine, two nodes P and Q are declared. P is the new node and Q is the last node. If memory is successfully allocated for node P, we should insert it at the last position of the list. For this, first set headers L's next value as Q. In while loop, check if Q's next value is not null. If there is next node, then make Q's next value as Q by using Q is equal to Q tends to next. So Q will be moved to last node of the list by using while loop. Then data X should be assigned to P's data. Null will be assigned as P's next value and P will be assigned as Q's next value. In the example given here, the last node of the list is assigned as Q and P will be assigned as next value of Q. The next operation is inserting a node at the middle of the list, that is after any position Q. For this, the node at the required position is named as Q, then the Q's next value is assigned as P's next value, then P will be assigned as Q's next value. The subroutine used here is insert mid-off. The subroutine insert mid-off accepts three arguments, the list L and data to be inserted in new node and the position where the new node should be inserted, that is position Q. Then in the routine, new node is declared, new node's memory will be created. If memory is successfully created or allocated, then the following operation should be performed. X will become P's data and Q's next node will become P's next node and P will become Q's next node. In this way, the new node P will be inserted after the already existing node Q in the list. In the example given here, there is a header connected with three nodes and we want to insert the new node P after the node with the name Q. Its address is 2000 and P's address is 3000. While inserting, the node Q will be having address of P, that is 3000 in the next field, and P will be connected by this and P's next field will have the address of Q's next node, that is 4000. So after insertion, list L is connected to 4 nodes. Next one is finding the node in the linked list. For this, subroutine find-off is used. We are passing two arguments for this, current list L and data X, and we declare new node P and we check whether P is available in the list L. First we assume L's next value as P. If P is not equal to null, that means the list contains nodes. And we should check the input X is equal to P's data. If P is not null and input X is not equal to P's data, we should continue the loop because that P is not the node to find. This while loop will keep on executing by changing the next node as the current node P. So it is done with help of P tends to next will be assigned as P for next iteration. When we get the P's data equal to X, then while loop will be terminated and this P will be returned as the output. Then we have a routine previous of. Find the previous node of current node. These find node and find previous node will be useful for deletion operation. This find previous of also accepts two arguments, list L and element type X. It has a declaration of node P and header's next value will be currently assigned as node P. If P's next value, that is next node, is not null, we should keep on doing this while loop. And we should also check one more condition, if P's next node's data is equal to X or not. If P's next node's data is equal to X, we can stop the loop. Otherwise, the loop will be continued by changing the next node as P with statement P tends to next becomes P. After we get the previous node with the value X in the next node, we will stop the loop and we will return that P value. To delete a node, we have to use delete operation in singly linked list. In the delete operation, to delete a particular node other than the last node from the list, following steps should be done. Find the previous node of the element to be deleted and name it as Q. Assign Q's next node as Q's next node's next node. So Q's next node will be deleted from the list. To delete the last node from the list, the following steps should be done. Find the previous node of the current node and name it as Q. And assign Q's next as null. So the current node to be deleted will be removed. The routine delete of has two arguments, list L and element type X. The node which contains element X is the node to be deleted. In the routine delete of, the node to be deleted will be found by calling the routine find of, and the result will be stored as P. If it is last node, then call the find previous of routine and the result will be stored as Q. The Q nodes next will be set as null. So the next node P will be removed from the list and the memory allocated for the node P is not yet needed. So it will be removed by using free of command. If node P to be deleted is not the last node, then else part will execute. Here, find the previous node Q, assign the Q's next value, that is Q's next node to Q's next node. Free the P's memory by using free of command. Here we see the various example diagrams for the deletion operations of singly linked list. First one is deletion at last position. The last node is assumed as P node. That value is 30 and node address is 3000. This 3000 is stored in the previous node's next node pointer value. The previous node's name is assumed as Q. We will set Q's next is equal to null. So P node will be removed from the list. So after deletion, there are only two nodes available in the linked list. Next one is deleting a node at the beginning of the list, that is first node. The first node is usually connected with header node. This header node's name is L. It contains the value 1000, which is the address of the first node with value 10 and address 1000. Now if we delete it, this header nodes next will be connected to the second node of the list by assigning the address 2000 into the next value of header node. Next one is deleting a node at the middle of the list or any position of the linked list. Here the node to be deleted contains the value 20 and its address is 2000. In our subroutine, we assumed previous node name is Q. So based on that, Q stores the address of P, which is 2000. Now we will make Q to store the address of next node of P, that is 3000, by using the statement Q tends to next is equal to Q tends to next tends to next. So Q's next nodes next will become Q's next. So after deletion, the middle element or middle node P is removed and we will have only two nodes in the list. Now we will see update operation in the linked list. It is used to update an element of a node in the linked list. To the update of routine, three arguments are passed. List L, element to be replaced x1 and element to replace x2. Then flag is set as 0 because if the element to be replaced is found, it will be replaced with another element and the flag will be changed to 1. If element is not found, flag will be remained as 0. While loop is used to check each node's element value. If P, that is a node, not equal to null, P's data will be checked. If it is equal to input x1, then data should be replaced as x2 and a statement list updated should be printed on the screen. And flag will be set as 1 and there is no need to check another value in the list. So we will break the loop using break statement. If the element to be replaced is not found, the control should move to next element of the list. So to go to the next node, we use p equal to p tends to next. This while loop will be continued until last element of the node is reached in the list. Then if flag is equal to 0, it means the element to be replaced is not in the list. So a print statement will be displayed on the screen. List cannot be updated. Next operation is traversing the linked list. The traversal operation is used to display the elements present in the nodes of the singly linked list. In this routine, traversal, header L's next value will be assigned as P. If P is not equal to null, print P's data. Next assign P nodes next node as P and print P's data until P is not equal to null. So the full list will be printed on the screen. Next operation is counting the number of nodes in the singly linked list. This operation is used to count the number of nodes. The routine name is countoff. In this routine, the name is count and list L is passed as argument. Initially, the number variable is set as 0. Then set header L's next value as P. While P is not null, increment the count value. So count was 0. Now it will be count equal to count plus 1 or number is equal to number plus 1 and set P's next node as P. If P is null, stop the loop and return the number of nodes in the linked list. Then applications of linked list. Why we use linked list? Linked list can be used to implement various data structures like stacks, queues and graphs. Linked list are a dynamic data structure allocating and deallocating memory while the program is running. So the memory size is not fixed or static. So the list can have any size of memory or any size of data at runtime. Insertion and deletion operations are easily implemented in linked list. The memory wastage is very less in linked list. Next is disadvantages of linked list. In linked list, each node contains a pointer or address. So it requires extra memory space for storing the address. We cannot randomly access any element like how we access directly an element in an array. Then reverse traversing is difficult in linked list. Summary. In this lecture, we have discussed about what is a linked list and types of linked list. Linked list is a collection of nodes with data and pointer. Singly linked list is a linked list with data and one forward pointer. Then we discussed about various operations that can be performed in singly linked list such as insertion, deletion, updation, searching and traversing. Then we discussed about applications or advantages of linked list and disadvantages of using linked list. Hope this video is very useful to you for exam preparation. Thank you.